There's a lot of music now. I mean, we all know this. Like, and anybody can be anywhere making a song now. Everyone's recording in their basement, but we're recording good stuff in our basement, and we're gonna have to back that up.
Identical Sons has been refining their second album for the last 4 years. Now, on the cusp of the release of Weak Minded, the band says pleasing their music fans is still the most important thing.
Not sure if it's less or more, something like that.
I don't know if that even makes sense.
It doesn't. It's a dumb song about a theory we don't even know what it's about.
Identical Sons has only done one album to date. Now we are in the process of wrapping up our second album. The first album had 10 songs on it.
Hey!
As soon as we were done, though, defining 10 songs, we started working on other songs for the next album.
Just get rid of it. It's okay. Let's go back to what we originally thought. The So Long Farewells.
Half of those songs were probably a combination of I gave to Renee, here's my folder of demos, never done anything with this, and he took them and got inspired and kind of hummed out a little something, or maybe threw a couple words at it.
Everything they said would come suddenly. All of a sudden.
Everything they said is...
Everything they said would come suddenly.
Okay.
Those kind of moments when that happens really kind of boggles the mind, because to think that you wrote a whole song right there on the spot is, I don't know, to me, still amazing.
We've got Todd, we've got Andrew, and together they are Identical Sons, everyone, Identical Sons.
In early 2014, before the first album was even released, they were ready for their first public performance. Shortly thereafter, another show in Maumee, Ohio. Then, a year later, the band's first CD.
I said, let's keep doing this. Let's do a new song every 5 weeks. And what we'll do is we'll post our song to Facebook every time so that people will get familiar with these songs. They're hearing these songs.
Since the band's inception in early 2012, Identical Sons has been partly a family affair. Spearheaded by Renee Rodriguez and Todd Stanton, the band also includes Todd's son, Andrew.
When I listen to music, I don't listen to words. I don't listen to what's being said or the message of a song. I listen to the instruments of the song and how it actually sounds.
Yeah, you're actually in beat with his snare.
When it comes to recording, I try to capture something unique in the recording and the sound of it. I don't wake up and hear music in my head. They kind of come up with these rough sketches on acoustic guitar or piano or something like that, and layer on top of each other these vocal parts that they think should come out. And then it comes to me, I have to take that, and the very first thing I gotta do is kind of map out how the song's gonna be.
You didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You hit another note, didn't you?
And he could copy that over if you want, so you don't have to play the second one.
So you're gonna have an intro, you're gonna have a verse, all these different sections. I take that, and I have a drummer over, Mitch over, and we lay down a track. And I think once that lays down, then that kind of lays down the foundation, not only for, obviously, the layout, but also the sound of it.
Let's just do ooze right now, though, and not do
Not the actual...
sing along with the lines.
Cool.
Let's do that.
The gatekeepers that used to keep all the shit music out, they're gone now. So we get inundated with music every day that you have to listen to it because somebody said, hey, this is a great album. You listen to it and you're like, 2 of the songs were good, and the other stuff is terrible.
Now I can't find how to say the words you need to know.
You have to be able to back up what you say. And so we're going to say to you that this album and our first album are great, strong albums.
music without boundaries. For Identical Sons, working together as a band often means working apart. While the bulk of the initial tracks are crafted in Stanton's basement recording studio in Maumee, Ohio, Renee sends his contributions from Los Angeles. They believe the distance often helps to fuel their creativity.
I'm a dusty version of the one you've known.
If he was on the other side of the world, we could do now with the technology that we have very easily.
Whoever kind of wrote the song has a specific way they want it to sound.
When either Renee or myself has an idea for a song, we'll do a little demo on our phone. And then when one of us are feeling kind of creative, we go into that demo folder and pull out, some of these demos and just listen to them and see if anything happens. It's basically like hitting two flint rocks together, see if a spark is going to happen. A song doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be super polished in a demo form. Sometimes I will go into that folder, and I've done this many times, go into that folder and I'll just randomly pick something and play it and just start humming along to it and see what happens with me. Just because you've got maybe a certain feel for a song when you do a demo doesn't necessarily mean that that's what the end result's going to be.
It's hard sometimes to do that, to take someone else's work and try to make it your own and then give it back to them. It can be very intimidating. It has to be a person who says, this isn't good. Give up on that, Don't do that anymore.
Putting on my brand new shoes, I'm ready. Throwing on a shirt and tie, I'm ready.
To write a song with somebody
Ready for the love
in the same room is almost like as if you were painting with somebody. It would be almost impossible for two painters to paint a picture.
Waking to a new year, I'm not ready.
The good side is that when we do get together, we come with ideas loaded.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
These new songs, they come out of the gate so strong that you can't say we're not going to release a song on the album, But we did have to put a limit on it. 14 songs is a lot of songs. I think it's just thematically stronger than our first album. Our first album was, a hodgepodge of ideas that sort of came along. This one, we really intentionally said that we're making a new album here, so that's being intent about how it's going to sound, and I think we accomplished that.
Maybe next time we...
Now, after 7 years together, and as Weak Minded takes shape, Identical Sons challenges themselves to move past their first album while still delivering the sound their fans expect and enjoy.
This time we'll have worked.
Each song belongs with each other, where I think the last album, it was more experimenting. These songs just feel like they go together.
It is based on a feel of 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s style music. And I think that if you really like good, strong melodies, there's a lot of good, strong melodies in here. I listen to it, and I think I would be listening to it even if I wasn't involved.